Oh, our cousins. You're our cousins. You're our cousins. So those are your cousins. Those who are not your cousins, what are they?
Ladies and gentlemen, I know most of you are wondering, where did I get this idea that Raila Amolo Odinga needs Rigiji? First of all, let me start by asking a simple question. Is there anything big that has happened between Raila Amolo Odinga and Rigiji that makes them big enemies? According to me, I don't think if there's any. These people have not been together working politically. That you can say Raila Amolo Odinga betrayed Rigiji or Rigiji betrayed Raila Amolo Odinga. Nowhere. Secondly, Rigiji has just been in active politics for about 7 years. When he was elected as a member of parliament, and now when he was a deputy president, plus now when he's just outside after being impeached. So therefore, the fact remains that Rigiji has not been there for so long to be able to have issues with Raila Amolo Odinga. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I can categorically state it here that Raila Amolo Odinga needs Rigiji a lot than how Rigiji needs Raila Amolo Odinga. What do I mean by that? Raila Amolo Odinga can be relevant when you are in power. But when you are in opposition and he's in the government, especially with the kind of opposition that is playing right now in William Ruto's regime, he needs Rigiji a lot. On what basis? That is what I want to look at on this particular video here. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Without much wasting of time, let's listen to what Junet Mohamed is saying.
Nimeona mtu ametoka hapa Kenya, ameenda Amerika. Hata karibu nisahau. Karibu hata nisahau. Ameenda, yani ametangaza vitu zake hapa Kenya ya ujinga na ukabila, sasa amepeleka paka huko Amerika. Unaenda kutusi president yetu huko Amerika, unaenda kutusi inti yako huko Amerika. How unpatriotic can you be? Yani kwa kutolewa tu kasi. Na mwenye ametoa kasi hata sio president ni mimi. Mimi nimetoa Some of the things huyu jamaa anasema ya mambo ya ukabila, hata anasema wale wa Kenya wanaishi huko wasitume pesa hapa nyumbani.
From Junet Mohamed's speech, you can all see that he has directed his attacks to Rigathi Gachagua. And then now, you can now comfortably state maybe that Rigiji is a very serious enemy of Raila Amolo Odinga. No. They are attacking Rigiji because of one simple thing. Mti ulio na matunda unapigwa mawe sana. What do I mean by that? First, ladies and gentlemen, we have agreed Rigathi Gachagua hajakosea Raila mahali popote. And therefore, Raila Amolo Odinga does not have any personal differences that can make Junet Mohamed go and attack Rigiji. But there's one thing I want to tell is this. Raila Amolo Odinga depends on Rigiji on the basis that when Rigiji stages a very serious criticism towards the government, William Ruto appears to be weak. And as a result, he moves closer to Raila Amolo Odinga. Hence, he gives Raila Amolo Odinga some relevance. Raila Amolo Odinga gets some relevance because of Rigiji. In that, as Rigiji keeps on becoming the government chief critic, Raila Amolo Odinga wakes up a relevant man besides William Ruto. So therefore, it is very clear that Raila Amolo Odinga depends on Rigiji to be very strong politically, to criticize President William Ruto more, to ensure at least William Ruto feels weak and threatened so that he can still have more conversations with Raila Amolo Odinga. Then someone could be asking, then why is Junet Mohamed attacking Rigiji and telling him to keep quiet? How will Rigiji retaliate? He will speak and attack President William Ruto. And as a result, Rigiji will make William Ruto panic and go to Raila Amolo Odinga. So they are simply trying to provoke Rigathi Gachagua to keep on being active in the opposition so that they can have Raila Amolo Odinga getting attention from President William Ruto for more things to happen to his side or even to his region. What will that benefit him? By Rigiji being strong. First, it will improve his bargaining power. Bargaining power in the sense that if Rigathi Gachagua has gone too much William Ruto will go to Raila. How do you deal with this? And eventually, Raila Amolo Odinga will table his deal and things will go well to Raila Amolo Odinga's side. That is number one. Number two is to make William Ruto to seem to be very weak. You know, when William Ruto appears weak, he will need more help. When the mountain moves far from William Ruto, the fact remains that William Ruto has to move closer to Raila Amolo Odinga to get the Western, the Luo, and the Coastal region votes. So therefore, it makes Raila Amolo Odinga relevant by Riggy G doing what? Criticizing President William Ruto and taking the mountain far from him. That makes Raila very relevant to William Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever sat down and asked yourself, if today we all woke up and find a handshake between William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, who suffers more? If today Raila Amolo Odinga finds that William Ruto has gotten into a handshake with Rigathi Gachagua, I'm very sure Raila Amolo Odinga will get a heart attack. A heart attack. Why is that possible? First of all, the enmity between William Ruto and Gachagua, it is what feeds him. That's number one. Number two, as we speak today, Raila Amolo Odinga is not in good terms with Kenyans. The majority of the support that Raila Amolo Odinga had from other parts except Luo Nyanza, they have left him because of one simple thing, his association with President William Ruto. So eventually you realize that Raila Amolo Odinga, if Rigathi Gachagua has a handshake with William Ruto, because of the numbers, the fact remains, of course I know it won't happen, and probably the mountain people might not vote for William Ruto even if Rigathi Gachagua goes with them. But if there's a handshake with William Ruto and Gachagua, Raila Amolo Odinga will not have any relevance because first, he does not have the numbers he used to have. Second of all, the opposition that Rigathi Gachagua has is far much better than that one of Raila Amolo Odinga, because Raila Amolo Odinga, the best thing he does is demonstrations. So ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing that will stress Raila Amolo Odinga today, it's the handshake between Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto. And in fact, I'm going to do an extensive video on the ways William Ruto has gotten to finish Raila Amolo Odinga. But the fact remains, by William Ruto associating to Raila Amolo Odinga or Raila Amolo Odinga moving to government, that one itself has killed Raila Amolo Odinga's political steps that he has made from the entire 40 years he has been in politics. So therefore, as we speak today, in a nutshell, Raila Amolo Odinga needs Rigathi Gachagua for him to remain relevant, for him to bargain for more benefits, either development projects to Luo Nyanza or even as an individual to get more tenders and more benefits for his family. Because if it does not do so, if it does not get the relevance through Rigathi Gachagua's criticism, then Raila Amolo Odinga and his entire ODM people, they are going completely to sink and never to revive again. Because right now as we speak, if you listen to the ODM people, they are most protecting William Ruto so much than even the UDA candidates. I mean, members of parliament and leaders. They are fighting for William Ruto to be safe. If you look at on X, Peter Kaluma is there representing President William Ruto. If you look us on the mic, you can see Junet Mohammed talking about how President William Ruto has been a good leader. If you look at Gladys Wanga, is talking about two-term. A very clear indication that these leaders, they are fighting for President William Ruto's survival so that they can also remain relevant and survive in politics. I don't know what is your take, but in the comment section, you can feel free to share with me whether you also think the same way that Raila Amolo Odinga needs Rigathi Gachagua so much. See you next time for more videos. My name is Abel Mukwa.